Hey, 8th graders. So today's lesson is 1.2 magnetism. As you guys maybe have been told, or those of you guys who are at home maybe don't know as much, is we're moving a little bit away from Amplify. We'll still be doing it, just not in full. So we're going to skip around a lot in Amplify. With that being said, we're still going to be using some materials in Amplify, but I'm going to try to do them in a PowerPoint on Teams assignments. A lot more work, but I think it's a lot easier for me to sort out what I like and what I don't like in Amplify and not have you guys trying to skip around. That being said, always still watch the videos and read the directions. There might be instances where I can't adapt wholly to a PowerPoint from Amplify, and you guys might still be going into Amplify to do something, but I am going to try to link everything as much as possible. So you guys will still be visiting Amplify, but just not as much. Okay, so this is technically what your guys' assignments might look like from now on for the most part. You guys will see that there's always a link to a video. You guys can right-click it and click Open Link. You guys are obviously watching this video already, so you know how to get there, but just in case you guys don't find the video or I stop posting them on Teams, they are always available in this assignment, usually generally on the first page. So this will be a link for you guys once I'm done filming this video. Okay, your learning targets on the first page. I can develop rules that govern how magnets behave. Okay, so if we click to the next slide, you guys have activity 1, which is your notebook. You have 2 things to add in your notebook today. So take a quick second to set up your notebook. You guys should add a new tab or a new section that says magnetism. And then under that magnetism section, you guys are going to need to add 2 pages. So your first page will be vocab and your next page will be key concept. Okay, so your key concepts that you're adding today, again, since we're kind of straying a little bit away from Amplify, we're not going to use all the key concepts. Some of them are kind of redundant, and we're not going to use all the chapter 1 questions because we may not focus on the phenomenon as much, like in the instance of this unit. Okay, so your unit question today is, why do magnets move objects in different ways? So we're definitely going to be exploring that in this unit, the different ways that objects can move, but we're also going to, throughout this unit, be exploring how they move differently. Okay, and then your key concept for today is a magnetic force can attract or repel an object at a distance. Okay, so with that being said, you guys also have 2 vocab to add: attract to pull objects toward one another, and repel to push objects away from each other. So again, you guys should have made a new section, magnetism, added 2 pages, vocab, where you guys can see I have attract and repel. You guys will add these later this week. And then your key concepts, you should have just added your unit 1 question and your key concept number 1. Again, we're going to add 2 and 3 later this week, so don't worry about those 2 just yet. Okay? All right, once you guys have added those, you guys will go on to the next slide. Watch the following video. So on this video, you guys really only need to focus on 1 minute and 25 seconds to about 4 minutes, 50 seconds. You can watch the whole video for sure. So you guys right-click that link, open link. It'll take you into Amplify, or no, I guess this one goes right to YouTube. Never mind. So again, watch this video. Again, you guys can kind of zoom forward to 1 minute and 25 seconds. About there is good. So about where we're starting this talk about magnetic launcher for a spaceship. We're not going to talk a lot about this magnetic launcher, but I wanted you guys to at least watch the video so when Amplify does reference this magnetic launcher, you guys have an idea what the heck they're talking about. Okay, so that's the first. Second activity. Third activity, if you guys are A-Day, you're doing this in class. If you guys are B-Day or DLI, you guys are doing this at home. So in class, A-Day, we're going to take about 5 minutes to experiment with some different items. Obviously, magnets being a couple of the items. DLI and B cohorts, you guys are watching this at home. So again, right-click this link. You guys should get another little YouTube video. And in that, you guys can kind of see how they played around with magnets, similar to what we did in class. Okay? You guys can watch that as many times, but when you are watching it, I want you guys to think about what rules govern how magnets behave. So you might need to watch it a couple times because there's 2 people, there's a lot going on, they're both doing things. So maybe watch it, focus on one guy the first time, the next guy the next time, and again, focus on what different things you guys see about how magnets are behaving and how you guys could kind of start to develop some rules about that. Activity 4 is your simulation. Again, this has a link in it that you guys need to click on. This one will take you into the Amplify simulation. When that is the case, you guys will need to make sure you're signed into Amplify. but it should be pretty simple. As long as you guys are signed into Clever, it should generally go right in. I obviously haven't signed into Clever yet, but it should take you guys right into your simulation. Okay, and I want you guys to take about 5-10 minutes to explore this simulation. Just like in the past simulations, you guys can see the build, run, and analyze. You can see up front potential energy. You guys can turn on field lines and see what that means. You guys have a couple different materials to use down here. You guys can also pin in place or lock magnets, so you guys can kind of see how those functions work. Okay, so take about 5-10 minutes, figure out all you guys can do with that and play around with that. This is kind of like your guys' little lab that we just did. So those of you guys who are at home, this is kind of your guys' hands-on opportunity to explore how magnets work and what kinds of things they work with. Okay, so think about that same thing of how would you guys write some rules to explain why magnets behave the way they do. Okay. Then what I want you guys to do is from your little hands-on either video or if you're in class experiment and then the sim exploration, write 3 rules that explain how magnets behave. So anytime you guys have a question to answer in these PowerPoints, you'll see that the slide layout's generally a little bit different, but there's going to be a giant question mark for you guys. You'll also have colored font. That's where you guys need to type your answer, and your answer should also be in that colored font. So in this case, purple. Okay? So write your 3 rules there. Please use complete sentences. On this one, you guys will need to use the draw feature. So up at the top, you guys have this tab that says draw. You guys will click on a pen or a marker. It doesn't matter which one you use. You guys can change the color. And you guys are reading these statements and saying magnets attract some metals. And you guys will either circle agree or disagree. Okay? Magnets repel wood. A magnet must be touching an object to repel it. Magnets can move other objects from a distance, and magnets can attract or repel other magnets. So circle agree or disagree for those 5 statements. If you guys mess up, you guys can obviously use the eraser. And then when you're done with that, make sure you guys click back on the cursor. Otherwise, you guys will struggle getting it to work again. Okay, next one is your last really slide of questions. It's just wrap up. Do you guys have any questions about this? Obviously, if you have a question about this that's preventing you from completing the assignment, you need to send me a message in Teams so we can get that aired out. Obviously, you should be watching this video first. Any questions? Use your draw feature to circle either yes or no. If you do have a question, type it. Okay, and then how do you feel you did on this assignment? 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you guys think you did? So 4 would be you guys could teach this. You know magnets so well. 3, I own this. I'm really good at it. Number 2, I'm still unsure about a few things. Or number 1, I have no clue what you're talking about. Okay, once you're done with that, your last slide says, that's all, folks. Now hand it in. So you are done with this assignment. Go ahead and turn it in Teams. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I hope you all are having a great day. Bye.